Good morning, everybody. It's Kathy, and I wanted to give you an update on how the garlic digger is working for us. We got it from Tilmor, and so far we're really liking it. Here's what it's like for us to actually use it. And this is our last bed of garlic. We've got about half a row. You can tell Jason just dug it. But the reason I'm showing you this is you can see this is pretty weedy, and we also have quite a bit of mulch down. You can see that's all the mulch from the row, the previous row. So what does happen with the bed lifter is that we have to occasionally stop and just pull all this out, or it'll end up pulling up the thing. So if you cultivated your garlic, you wouldn't have this issue. But since we don't, we just need to occasionally stop and clean that out. And like I said, this is a really weedy spot, so this is more weed and straw interference than normal. Usually it looks more like this. Then you can see behind me all of the mulch that's still left on the field. So there's quite a bit of it. True, some of that's weeds. But the reason we have to stop and clean out the sides is because we don't cultivate the garlic or spray. So if you did either one of those, you wouldn't have near, I call it the trash, but it's just plant material that's not garlic. You wouldn't have near the trash on top of the soil, and that's what we're stopping for. If you had a clear field, just garlic, it would go a ton faster. You'll see there's that big chunk stuck right there. So he's gonna see if it'll just pull through. It might not. Looks like it did, because there's the chunk. Then I'll pull the garlic in here. And that's what we got. And this is extreme weediness for us. This cheatgrass stuff is quite the thing. You can see it lifted there a little bit. Done all the rest of this. So just this little bit of this row here. See, there's the mulch blob again. And the reason you don't keep going is because that blob of mulch can get so much under there that it starts actually lifting the digger, which could start slicing bulbs. So we just pull it out. If you can see it, but this is all mulch, so if you didn't have mulch it wouldn't be going up like this. There we go. Not perfect, but pretty good. Thing he's watching for is the side to side. This can float a little, and that's because we don't have the stabilizer bar hooked up. You can tell right now, see the distance from this row to the edge is a little bit more than the distance from that row to the edge. Is just the stand, so when you're not using it, what they suggested we do was get some more of that square pipe and put weights on here, so we're not running any weight. They suggested up to 500 pounds. Looks like it's gumming up enough. We're going to have to pull this out. We're done for the year. See, my side's getting pretty plugged up. What this has done for us is made it so that just the two of us can do, honestly, more per digging before we wear out. Our best digging so far was 800 bulbs in one night, which granted, we can't do that every time, but that's almost double what we would normally do before we got the digger. So that's where it's helping us out. Plus, normally Jason was forking and then I was pulling the bulbs out of the ground. Now we run the digger and we're both pulling the bulbs out of the ground. So we get the garlic from the field to the wagon, which is how we get it to the barn, just a ton faster. You can tell where we're at now. There's definitely some weeds, but nowhere near the weeds that were back here. That cheatgrass is just something else. But anyway, even since we have to dig out the mulch occasionally from the side, it's still a ton faster for us to do our garlic. So far, this has worked out great for us. We did have a couple of days of rain delayed where it was just too wet. Honestly, it was too wet for the tractor, not necessarily the digger. Then the final thing that we noticed, and once again, this is another mulch thing, that when you start a new bed, of course you need to dig a trench so that the digger will be at the right level. Everybody needs to do that. But for us, we noticed if the trench had any of the mulch in it, then the digger can't go down to the level it needs to go to. So if you have mulch, all of that needs to be out of the trench. The trench needs to be just dirt. Then it'll do just fine. Saw that blob pop out. And we are almost done. The last couple garlics are right there. We saw Jason just pulled one. Sitting right there. We just like to make sure we're at the right depth. Of it. Then there's the piles of garlic that we've dug for this morning. A few more that way. Then we'll just stick them on the wagon. And here they are. That's the last garlic we're digging for this year. So we'll get these guys hung up. And there's the garlic for the year in the rafters. just got that little bit for today to sort and hang. And we're done, and it's for about a month while they cure. That's a scoop on garlic. If you have any questions, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Have a super day.